There's $1 billion empire telling you to drink more water, stretch before bed, track your sleep like a Wall Street stock, and eat kale like it's communion bread. They call it wellness. They call it living your best life. But what it really is, it's a hustle dressed in yoga pants. A cult that swapped out incense for essential oils and gurus for Instagram influencers. And then there's the other side, the art of decay, the slow rot, the wrinkles we earned under streetlights at 2 a.m., the cracked joints from skating too long, the tattoos that bled, spread, and aged like the stories they carry. Decay is the honesty wellness can't sell. It's the reminder that every green juice, every supplement, every $100 goat yoga session is still running on borrowed time. This is about that war. The war between the cult of wellness and the art of decay, and how Generation X got caught up in the middle. But before we get into it, please like, subscribe, and don't be a poser. The cult of wellness didn't appear out of nowhere. It's the natural evolution of snake oil salesmen, just digitized and branded with Helvetica fonts. We grew up watching it in its infancy. Remember those late-night infomercials with guys in neon tank tops selling ab machines that looked like medieval torture racks? They promised you 6-packs abs in 6 minutes a day, just 3 easy payments of $29.99. Or Suzanne Summers squeezing a thigh master like she was saving the world. Richard Simmons bouncing around in sequins while he was sweating to the oldies. It was corny, but it was honest in a way. You knew it was a gimmick. Now the gimmick has a podcast and an algorithm. Now the wellness pitch is slicker. Instead of shame, it's optimization. Instead of a neon tank top, it's a lab coat and a TED Talk. Instead of a VHS tape, it's a subscription app. And right as Gen X started feeling our knees go bad, the cult of wellness rebranded. It stopped talking to teenagers, and it started talking to us. You don't have to age like your parents. You don't have to die like your grandparents. Buy the powder. Download the app. Track your sleep. Decay doesn't have a marketing department. It doesn't need one. It's the natural baseline of the human body. The one thing you can't unsubscribe from. But there's an art to it. Think of that old flannel you wore to shows in the 90s. It was threadbare, the elbows were all blown out, but it felt better than anything you can buy new. That's decay turned into comfort. Think of your first skateboard deck, chipped to hell, grip tape peeling off, but sacred because every scratch on it is a story. Decay is wabi-sabi, even if we didn't know the word back then. It's the cracked dinner mugs we drank burnt coffee out of at 3 a.m. It's the faded tattoos that look nothing like the stencil, but still perfectly capture the moment we got them. Wellness wants you polished. Decay lets you be honest. We were the last feral generation, raised on Hot Pockets, toaster strudels, and secondhand smoke. We grew up in houses where you could ash a cigarette into a beer can on the coffee table and nobody flinched. Our diet in the 80s, mostly Taco Bell, Mountain Dew, Doritos, and we survived, barely. By the 90s, some Gen Xers started jogging, lifting weights at strip mall gyms with broken air conditioning, gyms that smelled like rubber mats, sweat, and desperation. And there was always some guy blasting White Snake through a boombox while curling dumbbells that looked older than we were. And then the 2000s hit, and suddenly wellness wasn't about sweat, it was about lifestyle. Juice bars replaced diners, smoothies replaced milkshakes, meditation apps replaced silence. And now here we are, hitting our 50s, knees shot, back stiff, tattoos melting into blue-green puddles. Our friends dying early, cancer, liver failure, depression, and overdoses that were supposed to be one last time. Suddenly the cult of wellness swoops in. It's not too late. Eat chia seeds. Buy a Peloton. Be ageless. But the cell doesn't land clean. We were raised on suspicion. We can smell bullshit, even when it's lavender scented. Wellness is capitalism doing yoga. Think about it. Bottled water? When we were kids, bottled water didn't exist. If you asked for water, you got a tap turned on over a stained sink. Then suddenly, Avion showed up in glass bottles and it was marketed like champagne. Now there's a dozen water brands all selling the same thing for $3 or $4 a pop. Hydration as a status symbol. Or think of mindfulness. In the 90s, meditation meant sitting on the floor and trying not to think. Now it's a subscription app with a logo designed by some Silicon Valley branding agency. Breathe with us for only $14.99 a month. Wellness thrives on our fear of death. It convinces us that every wrinkle is a problem to solve. Every bad night of sleep is a crisis. Every hangover means we're failing at life. Accepting decay isn't surrender. It's kind of punk. It's saying no to a billion-dollar industry trying to convince you that imperfection is a disease. There's dignity in letting your tattoos blur, in wearing the jacket with busted zippers, in keeping the scar on your knee from that time you tried to ollie a 5-stair in '89 and ate shit. There's poetry in gray hair that nobody can buy. Gen X knew this instinctively. We were raised on grunge, on punk, on guarded suspicion. Nothing about us was ever polished. Our idols didn't look optimized. They looked wrecked. Sid, Nancy, Iggy, Gigi, they weren't selling immortality. They were selling chaos. That's what the cult of wellness doesn't get. For us, decay isn't failure, it's honesty. But maybe it's not either or. Maybe the way forward is the middle path. Stealing the useful bits without drinking all the Kool-Aid. Drink more water, sure. Stretch, yeah. Take a walk. But don't pretend you can buy immortality in powdered form. Don't let your life become a spreadsheet of calories, steps, and sleep cycles. Eat the salad, but eat the pizza too. Meditate, but also blast punk records until your ears ring. Get the checkup, but don't erase the scars. Because the truth is, the cult of wellness will keep promising eternity. And the art of decay will keep whispering the truth, that eternity was never the point. The point was to live. The cult of wellness sells you the illusion of endless life. The art of decay gives you the truth. This ride ends. The question isn't how do you avoid decay? The real question is how do you make it beautiful? Because every scar, every wrinkle, every laugh line, that's your legacy. That's the art no wellness guru can sell back to you. So when the cult comes knocking with another powder, another gadget, another app, just remember, immortality isn't the goal. Living fully, even as you fall apart, is. That's not weakness. That's not failure. That's art. This has been Slack Signal X.